Well, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a good day here at Show Me Wellington. And have you been around all the booths yet? Have you covered all the bases? Yeah, have you been filling out your little form with asking people questions so that you can win the prizes? No, I haven't either actually, so it's terrible. This is the last session in Talk About Cool today in this room. There's some more going on next door as well. And my name is Mark Westerby. I'm the Chief Executive of the Random Group, and I can see some familiar faces, so you've heard my patter all day. So the most important thing is that we're very proud to sponsor this session and to be involved with Show Me Wellington. The details are up there. We've got 3 different companies. We work across all sorts of industries within film and events, shipping containers and props and bespoke builds like the Kate Shepherd statue we've got out at our booth. So we're more than happy to have a conversation with you if you've got ideas or you want to try something new. So feel free to come and say good day afterwards. But for now, you get to drill into the minds of these 2 lovely people over here. And this is a very interactive Q&A session, so it involves you asking lots of great questions about maximising success for association events. So please welcome to the stage Belinda and Julian. I had to look at your names on the thing again. That's terrible. I'm terrible with names. So enjoy your afternoon, folks.
So before you run away, let's just grab him a moment. Has everyone actually asked? Because I heard the guy over the speakers going, "You have to." Yeah, he kind of fades into the background a little. It's you have to ask for the. Is it the most out there stat is going to interesting facts? So has anyone got any really interesting? Has anyone asked anyone? Because I thought it was quite an awkward thing to go and ask someone. Can you tell me the most awkward thing about you? So, well, I've got you. So a random group of companies came about because you brought Propeller Studios?
No, the Random Films has been running for about 10 years, and Cuba Creative probably almost about the same as separate companies. And then about 3 years ago, we had the opportunity to buy Westside Studios, which is an old prop house in Shelley Bay. Walked into that beautiful space and saw what could be an amazing studio facility in Hull, for those of you who might know it. So at that stage, we were sort of doing 3 separate things. I had lots of staff and contractors running everywhere. It actually made sense to kind of unite the clans, if so to speak, and create the Random Group. And from our perspective, we wanted to look at the idea of that people come to us for prop hire, but there's other things that we can do. And for those of you who work in events, sometimes having one point of contact is actually a really good thing, rather than having to deal with different suppliers or people across the board. So that's the main reason.
What's the most sexual prop you've ever been asked to make? Because this is an item winner.
Sexual prop.
Or most out there, most awkward prop you've ever been asked to create.
Awkward prop. That's a really good question. I'm trying to put I mean, we've got things like we've got a couch that looks like a set of lips, and I mean that goes out all the time, and God knows what for. We don't ask that question when it's make sure it comes back. So.
These aren't winning answers. These people need to win this competition. I need that awkward answer.
By asking me but it gets you in the frame of mind.
So red couch lips. I think that's the answer. Is what we might go with. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Enjoy your afternoon.
Okay, so welcome to the Q&A session for this afternoon. We have got here a list of things as conversation starters. Now, what I was thinking we would do today is we'd actually just open the floor for you to ask questions. And if you end up being really quiet, then we'll end up starting to talk to a couple of these points, because I heard you guys this morning, or more correctly, I didn't. You're a rather quiet bunch. So let's just start off by saying, do we have any questions, first of all, on how to maximise the success of your event? Anything where you're like, geez, if I just knew the answer to this, my event would be so much more profitable. Any questions? Go.
So this is where, oh wow, the AV guy and I, we do well. He likes to hear me more than I like to hear me. It's awesome. Yes.
How do you go about identifying speakers?
Well, welcome to the Married Couples Argument 101. It's, so identifying speakers, the way I do this is quite different. What's your organisation?
Volunteer Service Abroad. We're a non-government.
And so the first thing I would do is identify who volunteers and who is the most unlikely volunteer that you'd ever hear of. So prime ministers' wives are always a huge draw card and often overlooked and almost never asked to actually speak without their prime minister alongside them. I also look for film stars, because film stars don't need the payment. So you often get them for nothing, and they just never get asked. Once I have got that, then I drop back and I start looking for well-known faces like morning TV show hosts and that type of thing, because if they've got a vested interest, if they do their own volunteering, they want people to know about it. These TV types aren't shy and retiring. What they do is they do this and they want people to know how nice they are and how good they are and what they do. So they're very keen to get involved. Now, that's how I tend to go around it for a couple of reasons. First, I don't have to pay them. And, you know, being the partnerships person, it's about making money, not costing money. And then the second thing is bums on seats. If you get a great speaker, the thing I always ask them to do, can you get there half an hour early and can you stay an hour later? Yes, I want you to talk for an hour, but I need you for 2.5 hours, because now what I can offer is photo opportunities with the people that turn up. So when I send the invite out to the event, I can tell everyone who's coming to it that they'll have their photo taken with X.
And I do one other thing as well. I look at upcoming book releases. So, for example, in your instance, there was a book called Emergency Sex and Other Desperate Measures about, yeah, I love that book. Often one of the things that you can do is if you have authors that are seeking to promote their books, they're really, really keen to get on the speaking circuit. And what you do then is we got the CEO of CPA Australia, who has that television show now.
The Naked something.
CEO. We actually got him to speak in an event because he had the Naked CEO book coming out, and it's what they call a blockbuster. To be a bestseller, you only need to sell in Australia and New Zealand 2,000 copies, and you're a bestseller. Now, the Naked CEO is now gone into well over 50,000 copies, so it's a blockbuster. And they're really seeking to leverage off that. So he was really relatively easy to get as a speaker, although there was a little bit of a story behind that, because sometimes the people are a bit reluctant because of things with their schedule. And we'd asked him for 2 years in a row, and this was the 3rd year we'd come to him. And his PA answered the session, and his PA said, did you guys ask us already, like last year and the year before? And my event manager, she was pretty clever. She said, oh, look, yeah, I need to keep asking you, because our deputy CEO, she's got such a crush on him that it would just make her life if he would just speak at the event. And the guy at the other end of the line's gone, just hold on for a second. He toddled off, came back a few minutes later. Yeah, okay, he'll do it. He'll do it for her. So sometimes you've got to pander to the ego. But the other thing is, when you are looking at speakers, there's 2 elements to speaking. One of them, they've got to have some great content, good stories, because you know what they want to set the platform, but they've got to be a good speaker. It's nothing worse than getting someone up who's like, blah, 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 and it's dull. So
YouTube.
Do your background. Yeah.
And medical. Who's medical in here? Because you will know very quickly about monotone speakers, especially if they're discussing